Hey guys, it's Sally Bay here. So first off, I was cleaning my room and I was like, oh wow, thinking of random story times, and I know I haven't posted in a while, and I apologize for that for like the 3 people that watch this. But hey, I'm back. Okay, and I'm sorry for the noise in the background. That's my fan, and the ferrets are drinking water right now. Before the video starts, I would like to show you guys my new baby. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's an airsoft pistol. It's actually loaded up right now with two babies. Don't worry, the safety's on. Both safeties. There's two of them on this one. I am super excited. I've actually, I didn't really want one of these until I was over at my sister's house, and her roommate had a pistol, an airsoft gun. It was see-through, and that's the kind of one I wanted because it had gel pellets and everything, and it was really cool. But my friend was kind of rushing me through the store, and plus you had to be 18 or older to buy one of these, and I am not that old. So I was just kind of like, I'll take what I can get, yo. And I'm like really happy he didn't ID me or anything, because obviously if he would have ID'd me, I'd have been like, I'm not 18. But yeah, so this is my child now. Probably shouldn't be putting my finger. Yeah. It has metal BBs, and it came with a count of 200. And my dad and I are gonna go shoot tomorrow. He wasn't too thrilled about me getting one, but I actually got it so that him and I could have something to bond over, because he's a very big gun enthusiast, as well as my mother. And on top of that, with my anxiety, when I'm alone, I don't feel very safe. So, and our guns are locked up. Obviously, when I was going through my suicidal phase, they got safes and stuff. They didn't really want, anything to happen, so they made sure that they prevented it before it happened. So, they locked them up, and I don't know the combination. They still have them locked up, obviously, for other safety purposes. They don't want me handling it, or my sister's handling it and accidentally firing it. So this is my own way of, feeling safe. And it holds 15 BBs, but it only has 2 in it right now because I was going to go show my sister. But my parents don't want me playing with it outside because our neighbors are jerks. And the last thing they want is them to see me holding a very realistic BB gun, thinking it's a real gun, calling the cops, yeah, all that good stuff. So that's that. Now onto the video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys 2 stories. I was going to originally tell you 3, but this video is already getting long, and a lot of people don't have that attention span. Me. So I am just going to jump right into it. The first story is called The Crazy Man in My Drive-Thru. So for those of you who don't know, which is probably like nobody, because the people that watch these videos are like my family and friends, but I work in McDonald's, and I would say I'm a cashier. Like, I work with people, but I know how to do everything in my job. I know how to do grill, I know how to do line, I know how to cashier, I know how to one booth. I know how to do everything, basically. So, sorry, my hair's kind of being weird today, but, so, I usually am in the hole, which is basically, handing out the food, and it's called the hole mainly because when you're one boothing, you have to be in there taking orders in cash and getting your own food and stuff. But it's called presenting, is when you're handing out the food. I have a hair in my face, I apologize. But I was in the hole, and this guy came through, and Zach was in back booth. He was taking cash and orders, and this guy came through and was like raging for like 10 minutes. And I know I'm a heavier person, but this is so funny. He was a really big, like, fat dude with no shirt on, and then he had 3 dogs, a pit bull, and then like a Chihuahua and a Pomeranian mix. And it was so funny, and he was so mad. He was talking about how, like, we should price match Burger King's nuggets for $1.49 for 10, and blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm calling the government. Like, he didn't even specify which part of the government, but he said government. He didn't even say government, he said government. I don't think that's right. And then he was like going on and on about how like, my brothers and my grandpa, my dad are all lawyers, and I'm gonna sue you guys, and blah blah blah. If his family are full of lawyers, he really got the short end of the stick. I'm just gonna say this. And he looked like a redneck, like hillbilly kind of guy. It was just, I live in like the sticks, like country, like literally a sign right by my house says, no horses authorized beyond this point. Horses. Horses. What? But yeah. So that was very interesting. And then he drove up to my window after he decided, okay, I'll just get a cheeseburger then, because he probably only had like $1. And he's like, oh, whoa, it's really good to see a smiling face for a change. Turns out that because he was holding up the entire drive-thru, turns out Zach was like, all right, sir, you need to leave. We don't match their foods or anything. And then Tom came back there, and Tom is, I think, like around 40, and he's obviously an older dude, gray hair, kind of has like a mustache and a beard, and he was saying like, dude, you gotta leave. And this guy was like, I want that old geezer's employee ID number and blah blah blah. It was totally insane. Like, this was honestly one of the highest points that I've ever had working there, except for Zach seeing somebody come through with chickens in their car, which was pretty interesting. I didn't personally see it, but he said it was pretty funny because the chickens were kind of just like, oh, and freaking out. That was a turkey. Oh. Okay, and then the second story is just going to be called Mr. Krabs. Because, again, this takes place in my drive-thru. This dude comes through, and it was when we were having the 2 for $5, where you can get 2 large fries, or 2 Big Macs, or all that kind of stuff for $5, when normally they're like $4 by themselves. So we're coming through, or he comes through, and he's like, they charged me $5 for 2 large fries, because we raised our prices from like $2.22, so that it would have been $4.44, to $2.50 for 1 large fry. And he's like, well, your sign back there says $2.22, not $2.50, and blah blah blah. And I tried explaining it to him, and I was like, sir, that's not right. We need to fix our signs then, because it is 2 for $5, and there's nothing we can do about that. And he was just like so mad. He was so rude. And I was like, okay, let me go find somebody else. So I go get my friend, because she's training to be a manager once she turns 18, because she's 17, she's turning 18 in December. So I get her over there, and she's like explaining it to him, and he's like, no, I want my cash back, blah blah blah. So she goes to the store manager, we'll call her V. And V doesn't even come up. She's just like, okay, whatever, here's the change for that. Give him the change and then send him on his way, because our drive-thru was backed up all the way to the order-taking stations and back. So he was holding up like an entire screen full +4 of people. And she was like, give him his change, make him get out of my drive-thru. Everything's being backed up. Our times are going to be horrible, yada, yada, yada. So she goes and hands him the 40-something cents. And he's like, oh, no, it would be 50 cents. It would be 50 cents. So she goes back, she gets the rest of the change, and he's like, and then I go up to the window to go finish my job. Well, actually, she hands me the change, and she's like, here's the rest of his change, get him on my drive-thru now. So I hand him his change, and he's like, actually, it would be 55 cents after tax. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I usually never call and complain, but this time I will. And at this, I'm usually so polite to customers. Literally, My order taking voice is, "Thank you for stopping. How may I help you?" Like, really? Really? But after he says that, I was like, all right, go ahead. Okay, leave. Like, I literally said that to him, and I felt so bad, and I was so scared my manager was gonna yell at me, but, like, she didn't, so. But, like, seriously, who's that obsessed about money? Like, who's that like, she had already given him 53 cents. Who's that pissy about 2 cents? Like, really? Like, who cares? Like, you're gonna call and complain about 2 cents that you weren't even supposed to get because the prices were right? Like, what? But yeah, so those are my stories. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope at least some of you got a laugh out of it. Don't worry, I will be doing another mental health awareness video soon. Until then, I will see you guys later, I hope. Once again, I do apologize for not posting in a while. I had to work 10 days in a row, and obviously it was very draining. I was emotionally exhausted along with physically. But yeah. Alright, I'll see you guys around. Bye.